Sunday.
Take a late-night break with Dave, Tom Arnold, Pittsburgh Steeler, Cordell Stewart, and Elvis Costello. Tonight on The Late Show. First, your local news.
Coming up on Eyewitness News Nightwatch, the footage on this tape was the topic of tonight's Fort Valley City Council meeting. We'll tell you what members had to say.
The city of Forsyth wants to start their own cable company, but the cable company already in this area cries foul. I'm Jennifer Hazelton, and I'll take you here coming up.
So stay with us. Eyewitness News Nightwatch is next.
With 200 stores, 30 restaurants, and fabulous decorations straight out of a storybook, we've got all the makings of a fantasy Christmas. Macon Mall, where dreams come true.
I call this a squirrel's cafeteria. If you look right down...
The beauty around us is very fragile, and these children are the future caretakers of it.
So what would a fox like to eat?
23 years ago, we created the Nature Center here to educate our Prescott school children. And with the help of people like Pat Robinson and her green team at Walmart, we're able to maintain this beautiful outdoor classroom.
Here at Walmart, we call this program Planting Seeds in the Minds of Children.
And they have very fertile minds.
13 WMAZ, your official Central Georgia lottery station.
Live from Atlanta, the Georgia Lottery presents Cash 4 and Fantasy 5.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Glenn Burns with Jeff Lazik of KPMG Pete Marwick. First, we have 4 Cash 4 machines, each with balls numbered 0 through 9. And your first Cash 4 winning number tonight is 0. Now, that will be followed by the number 5. Up next is 7. And finally, tonight, we have 2. So again, your Cash 4 winning numbers for tonight are 0572. If you have 0572 in any winning combination, congratulations. Now let's see how lucky tonight's Fantasy 5 is for you. We have 35 balls mixing. You can win by matching 3 or more. Your Fantasy 5 winning numbers tonight begin with 29. Up next, we have 13, then 28, 33, and finally 17. So again, your Fantasy 5 winning numbers for tonight are 29, 13, 28, 33, and 17.
Portions of this program are sponsored by Walmart.
Coverage straight from the heart. You're watching 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News Nightwatch.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Tina Hicks, and this is Eyewitness News Nightwatch for Tuesday, November 18th. Our top story, a Fort Valley police officer is under federal investigation, and tonight, City Council opened up the floor for questions about that probe. Officer Clarence Ducote was already demoted by his chief for using excessive force. Now the FBI is looking at what happened on August 10th. Jim Raganese is live in the Macon newsroom to tell us this investigation is nothing new to council members. Jim.
Well, that's right, Tina. Council members in the city have known about this since August. You see, the mayor and the council had to approve the police chief's recommendation to demote Sergeant Ducote to an officer. If you look closely at this patrol car video, you can see Ducote run from the left of the screen and jump kick the man kneeling on the ground. He then puts his boot on the back of Terrence Houston's neck. This is why another officer complained. It's what led to Ducote's demotion. Police Chief Jerry Stripling investigated the case and determined Ducote used excessive force. He recommended the demotion. And this is the group that gave it the go-ahead. But we don't know how many of these folks who represent the city saw the tape before okaying the demotion.
I have seen the tape.
Did you vote on did you see the tape before you voted on the action?
I don't think the action would be required and vote.
The mayor would not answer the question. In fact, only one council member would.
I'll answer the question. I did not see the tape. Only thing I read about the tape.
Councilman Wilbur Spillers didn't see the tape, but he didn't vote on the matter either.
I think you're being a bit unfair if you're asking us.
This week, Bette Midler, Lauren Bacall, Andy Garcia, Magic Johnson, and even more stars have a late show date with Dave. Now, your local news.
Coming up on Eyewitness News Night Watch, 23 Central Georgians are without a home this weekend. We spoke to one of the victims. You'll hear a story coming up. Plus, some Central Georgians may have lost their church to fire, but they didn't lose their faith. We'll take you to a special service today. Stay with us. Eyewitness News Night Watch is next.
Special delivery for Miss Dwyer. Are you Miss Dwyer?
Let me call you sweetheart.
You don't have to go overboard this Valentine's Day. Come to Bell South Mobility. Get 155 anytime minutes for $11.50 a month. Buy a digital Ericsson phone, get a free bouquet. Bell South Mobility. Life's calling. Why wait?
Tired of games that have only one winner? Then play the Georgia Lottery. With well over 1 million winners every week, it's simply the most fun a dollar can buy.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the new South.
The new Dodge.
This Dodge Dakota Club Cab Sport boasts a Magnum V6, air, even an automatic, yet it leases for just $199 a month. So it's no surprise to us that Dakota's once again been ranked most appealing compact pickup.
The truck stop of the new South. The truck stop of the new South.
The new Dodge.
13 WMAZ, your official Central Georgia lottery station.
Georgia Lottery presents Cash 4 and Fantasy 5.
Good evening, I'm Kip Jeffries with Joy Seaver of KPMG. First, we have 4 Cash 4 machines, each with balls number 0 through 9. Time out to pick tonight's Cash 4 winning numbers. Our first number is 0, followed by 1. Next we have 3, and finally 3. If you have 0, 1, 3, 3 in any winning combination, congratulations. Now let's see how lucky tonight's Fantasy 5 is for you. We have 35 balls mixing. You could win by matching 3 or more. Your Fantasy 5 numbers are 17, 21, 11, 22, and finally, the number 16. Those Fantasy 5 numbers again, 17, 21, 11, 22, and 16. Don't forget, Tuesday night's big game jackpot is now worth an estimated annuitized $12 million to a single winner.
Portions of this program are sponsored by Walmart.
Coverage straight from the heart. You're watching 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News Night Watch.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon Espinoza and this is Eyewitness News Night Watch for Sunday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. A Central Georgia congregation spends this Sunday worshiping in another place, one day after Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner John Oxendine says the fire which destroyed the Crowell United Methodist Church in Taylor County was arson. The 170-year-old structure burned to the ground early Thursday morning. Investigators with the ATF and other law enforcement agencies began their investigation within hours of the fire. Investigators have no suspects. A spokesperson for Oxendine's office says it's too early in the investigation to determine if this fire is connected to any of the church fires in the state. And even though the fire took their building, the church's spirits are still going on strong. Members gathered for church service today at their community center just yards away from where their church once stood. Members say they'll miss their church, but its memory will stay with them.
Is really irrelevant to the church in a New Testament sense, really, because the people is what makes up the church.
Well, this isn't the first time that fire destroyed Crowell United Methodist Church. Back in the early 1800s, the first building was also burned to the ground. Church members say they plan to rebuild their church as soon as possible. Macon-Bibb County firefighters have responded to several house fires this weekend. Now, none of those are related, but the latest house fire today claimed the life of a 76-year-old woman. Macon police say Mae Jarrett was found dead inside her home on West Napier Avenue around 2 this morning. An officer on patrol first spotted smoke in the neighborhood, then found Jarrett's home completely on fire. The cause of the fire is not known. The coroner says an autopsy will be done tomorrow to determine the exact cause of death. Nearly 24 people spent this weekend in a local hotel because of an apartment fire yesterday. Investigators say the blaze is the most serious apartment fire they've worked since the Colonial Grand Fire back in June. Adam Murphy joins us in the Macon newsroom. He spoke with one person who was trapped during this fire and has more on some fire safety tips.
Well, Shannon, investigators believe the cause of the fire was accidental, and the flames ignited when a tenant left old ashes from a fireplace outside in a box.
Firefighters battled the Vista apartment fire for nearly 4 hours. It began after ashes in a box caught fire, then spread to this nearby can of lighter fluid.
It's panic, you know. Total terror. I went back in to get the fire extinguisher, and the time I got back in and got up the staircase, the whole hallway was engulfed in flames. Nothing we could do.
Investigators believe the apartment's sheetrock firewall helped to maintain the flames and save lives.
The sheetrock there did keep the fire from penetrating the apartment's interiors. It also kept it from penetrating the attic area. We had a lot of heavy smoke in the attic, but we had very little fire damage in the attic.
The damage lies in charred remains that will be a constant reminder for neighbors.
We've never been in this situation before, and I've talked with several of the residents that live here with us, and it has made us more aware of our neighbors, you know. We all need to check on one another and get some emergency numbers where we can make